This is Out of the Game. Once again, I'm JD. I've got a guest with me today, Mr. Mike McCall.
Glad to be back. Thanks for having me back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. What is this? What is
the greatest ship in the history of the galaxy?
In the history,
the Millennium
the
Falcon.
Millennium
Falcon.
I mean,
Yeah.
how can you beat it? How can you beat?
No ship will ever be as cool as the Millennium Falcon.
Made the Kessel Run in less than 10 parsecs.
I know. You know what can't do that? Not your Enterprise. Not your Serenity.
Not none of them.
Nothing.
Nothing. But that ship right there.
That's right.
Okay.
The greatest.
The greatest.
I'm calling it right now. GOAT. Greatest
The GOAT.
of all time, baby.
The GOAT. Right
of
there.
Spaceships.
You seen it right here.
Absolutely. It's the Muhammad Ali.
The Muhammad.
Not
Muhammad.
Not the Muhammad.
Muhammad Ali. Sorry.
That's
Muhammad
right.
Ali.
That's
That's
not,
right.
I don't want to get beheaded later for saying that.
We wouldn't want you to suffer that fate either.
No.
So that brings us into our topic for today. We're talking
ISIS. Oh. What?
Star Wars.
Star Wars, okay.
We haven't done that yet here at Out of the Game, and we're going to do it right here today. Now, Star Wars, it seems to me like ever since episodes 1, 2, and 3 have come out,
Like this young generation, I don't think they appreciate how awesome Star Wars was.
the original Star Wars.
Even the special editions are awesome.
Okay.
Okay?
I got you.
Except for that weird jazz number they threw into Return of the Jedi. Outside of that,
Are you talking about the Ewoks?
no, that's just plain up horrible. I'm talking about like in the original cut of Jedi, they had that little blue elephant guy just playing, and they had a little weird puppet with the long, skinny lips.
Oh, like at Jabba's place.
Right,
At the
but then when they did the special edition,
Right.
they had this weird little fuzzball that was with this horrible, bad.
Was it a CG?
It
was a CG character?
creature and a bad like R&B song.
Wait, a CG creature
Right.
and a bad R&B song.
Right, and I'm wondering how they had R&B in this a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Hey.
Is it just a parallel thinking from a different species, or
I guess R&B
some sort
just
of
transcends
wormhole
galaxies,
that,
you know?
Yeah, but it wasn't bad R&B.
Bad
Transcends.
R&B.
It wasn't like they were playing Maggot Brain, and that would have been amazing.
So horrible CG and bad R&B
Right.
in a galaxy far, far away,
Right.
a long time ago.
But let's be honest, Return of the Jedi was about half of a good movie anyway. You can cut out all the stuff with the teddy bears.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned.
Right.
All the stuff.
You
all
cut
stuff
out
Luke,
the Ewoks.
Luke, Vader, the
This
Emperor.
guy.
That weird, awesome, like choral opera music. was
Right,
playing.
right.
Amazing.
Right.
Chill-inducing.
Right. What about all the meals that Sarlacc had? Like, what about, all the people that...
Digest for 1,000 years.
Yeah. Like, how do you, sustain, okay, so if you're digested for 1,000 years...
You have to assume there's some sort of slow-acting neural toxin in there.
If you indeed do last for the 1,000 years, then maybe he's injected you with something to make you last that long.
I think perhaps it was a bit of hyperbole.
Maybe.
On the part of the hunt. That's just my guess.
A little over-exagation on his
I'm like,
part.
Look, he's just going to eat you.
It's just going to eat you,
But it sounds
right. And it's going to
cooler.
be painful.
It sounds cooler if I
Right.
say you'll be digested for
1,000 years. Okay, so there seems to be two sides to the Star Wars coin. There seems to be, other than the obvious Jedi and Sith, there seems to be, the people that like the original 3, Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. And there's the people that, some people actually like episode 1, 2, and 3.
And as the years go by, there will be that generation that grew up on them who will think that's the better trilogy.
That is the better trilogy
And
in their eyes.
It's a sad future.
It's a sad
we're headed
future. You
towards.
think so?
I do.
Okay. All right. So, as far as where this whole canon, this whole idea of Star Wars is going, of course, you had the Clone Wars.
Right.
Which was, wildly successful on television.
Yes.
It's on DVD now. And now you have Star Wars Rebels. Which is
good. I saw the first episode.
It's good.
I like it.
It's good. And that's on Disney XD, I believe. So it
is.
It's 14 years after the events of Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and 5 years before Star Wars: The New Hope, where the Empire is gaining a foothold on the galaxy, they're running the rest of the Jedi down, and the rebellion has started. And so you're giving 2 thumbs up to this. You want everybody to...
If I had a third thumb, it'd be up.
It'd be up.
It would. It's very
Right.
good.
So
very
Star
reminiscent of the original trilogy.
Okay.
A lot of the same musical cues.
Right.
I like
characters are interesting. They're
great characters, and I like that they based a lot of the designs on Ralph McQuarrie's original, art designs for the first Star Wars.
Okay. Okay. All right. So
not Phantom Menace. When I say the first Star Wars film, I mean Star Wars, and I don't mean A New Hope because they tacked that on later. I'm talking about Star Wars.
Star Wars.
The one before Return of the Jedi.
Star Wars.
1977 Star Wars.
Star Wars. Okay, so that brings us to what I want to talk to you about today. What I want to talk to the people out there about. I want to talk to them about this guy right here. He's misunderstood. He is misunderstood, and he needs representation. And I'm going to represent him today.
How can you rep the most evil man in the
galaxy?
galaxy?
I'm going to give you reasons why he was evil, and I'm going to justify it. Okay.
Can you justify evil? Are we gonna defend?
I'm not gonna justify it. I'm not saying that it's. I'm not saying it's
in a
okay.
future episode?
I'm not gonna defend Lucifer.
That,
I'm not saying it's okay. I'm saying there's a reason for it.
With the Force.
There's a reason for it.
He's torturing women with
There's
robots.
a reason. Everybody has reasons, right?
Let's delve into the origin of this evil.
Okay, so we're gonna delve into the origins, and I'm gonna talk to you about Vader's plight. Okay, Phantom Menace, Episode 1. Okay, Anakin is what? He's taken from his mother?
Yes.
Because he's been determined that he's got some high midichlorian count, so...
Which, first off, I thought that was an absurd thing to throw in there. I like the idea that the Force was this kind of quasi-mystical Zen sort of thing,
Right.
Like the Tao.
Right. But you have a problem with midichlorians.
Right. That's like saying, oh, it's a disease you have. It's like you've got space AIDS because you have a high count. That's basically the retcon they did was, yeah, you got space AIDS. It makes you move stuff with your brain.
You have a high ketone content, something's wrong with your diabetes, that type of thing. Okay, so.
Didn't care for that.
Okay, so he's taken from his mother, and then he's brought into this environment, this council of other Jedi, and he's rejected, right? I mean, he's too old.
Because they can clearly see he's evil. Even as a weird little wooden acting kid, they can tell he's got bad mojo written all over him.
Cast him out. Get rid of him. We don't want to see him.
And how much better would have it worked out for the Jedi if that had happened?
Hello? Okay, so...
But no, because old bleeding heart Qui-Gon got axed, they were like, well, I guess we better raise him now.
Because his pseudo-father, father figure maybe... was killed.
Qui-Gon.
Now Obi-Wan is forced, like you said, Well, Qui-Gon.
Yeah, it's like that weird kid.
He made me train him, so I'm gonna train him.
It's like that weird kid down the block whose dad dies and his older brother has to raise him. He's never gonna come out good after that. That's what happened to Anakin.
And the older kid is forced to do this.
Right, against his will. He's like, no, dude, I want to go.
It's like Michael Douglas in The Game. What choice did I have after Dad died? That type of thing, right?
I just want to ride around with my cool rat tail and
that's it.
And work with lightsabers. I got to take care of this kid. What a drag.
Right, it's a drag. So he's brought into a bad environment. He's brought in a bad way. So then we go to Attack of the Clones. He's charged with watching Padme, and he gets a feeling that his mother's in trouble, and he's got this urge. He wants to see her, and he wants to find out what's going on with her. So he goes and he tries to save her, and then she dies in his arm. He kills the Sand People, and then he gets back to Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan's like, "Oh, where you been, man? I need you over here."
First off,
my mama died, man. My mama died.
Let's not gloss over the fact that he basically committed genocide on a village of. He's like, I killed them all, men, women, and children. Yeah. All right. Right then, they should have kicked his ass out of the Jedi Order.
Right then.
Right then.
And then you may have never gotten to this point.
Right. He'd have just been like.
So it was obvious that he was messed up. It was obvious that he was messed up at that point.
He was troubled. You don't look. You see, your mom dies in a tragic way. It's very sad. Do you go and you wipe out a whole village of people?
If your mama was killed, would you wipe out the village of people responsible?
No, I'm not evil.
Okay.
I would forgive those people because I'm a good man.
You're a good man.
I have a good heart.
So Anakin wasn't. Anakin wasn't. Okay, so he wiped out this Sand People because they killed his mother.
Right, and that should have been it.
That should have been it.
When he opens up to Padme on the ship, I did it. I killed them all. Although I just emoted more, I think, pretending to do it than he did in the movie. That should have been it.
That should have been it.
She should have gone straight to the Jedi Council and go, this guy's effed up. We need to get him.
We can't have him anymore.
Some counseling.
Right.
Right. I don't know what kind of weird space messiah you
Send
think
him back
he
to that
is.
sand planet we got him from.
Let's just cut our losses.
He needs to go fix something. Let him work in the factory.
We
He's
wouldn't
good
have
with
wound
his
up with
hands.
this.
Right. So, episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Now the council still doesn't trust him.
As well they should
They
not.
still don't trust him. He's
Right.
fought in the Clone Wars. He's a great pilot. He saved countless
Also
lives.
did horrible things within the Clone Wars.
But, do you blame him? Based on where he started, based on how they...
Do I blame him? Yes, I blame him because you're responsible for your own actions, no matter what horrible circumstances you grew up in.
That
You're
doesn't,
still
that
responsible.
doesn't
It
justify you
it.
slaughtering sand people
No.
and then later destroying the entire Jedi Order.
No, Hitler being a terrible artist doesn't justify him exterminating the Jews. That's not how reality works.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so are you
And
saying...
I don't mean to be applying real-world situations to a fictional universe. But that's what we're doing.
This is out of the game. Anything's possible. Okay, so you're saying there's no basis then. You're saying like he shouldn't have been angry? Like that shouldn't have bothered him what was done to him
No,
in the first movie?
his problem was in the third movie, he's gone to the dark side. And you can tell because he's being, first off, super possessive about his girlfriend, which is creepy. You know? Like you can't hang out with somebody else and you want to fight him, and then you turn on your own, like your brother basically, Obi-Wan. That was the part.
He was a Force brother.
Still a brother nonetheless.
A brother nonetheless.
A brother nonetheless.
A brother who didn't want to train him.
But he did.
But a brother who didn't want to.
Yeah, because that's a man who lived up to his responsibilities.
So you're saying there's no reason to become this. You're saying there's no justification.
No. He became Darth Vader by his own bad choices, and that's the tragedy of it.
That's the
tragedy of Anakin Skywalker. Is he allowed himself to be consumed by the dark side.
By the dark side.
By fear. He gave in to fear. Once you give in to fear, you open yourself up to the dark side.
But you
fear
still don't
leads
like...
to anger. Anger leads to hatred. And hatred leads to what? Suffering.
Thank you, Yoda.
That is the essence of the dark side.
Master Yoda.
But it's applicable to real life too.
It is applicable.
You got two choices every day when you wake up in the morning.
What's the two choices?
You can live your life in fear, lock yourself away from society, or you can live in love and go out and be part of the world. And he chose fear. And that's why, first off, why he is missing 3 limbs and is mostly a robot now.
All I'm saying
probably doesn't have a dick. It's probably just like a Ken doll down there with circuits. That's not going to make you happy.
All I'm saying...
Although I guess maybe you can make a... Let's not get into
All
that.
I'm saying is that there was a recipe there for what he became.
It's a recipe for disaster.
It was a recipe for disaster.
Right.
And what's the moral? Quit taking kids from their mamas.
No. Well, I mean, that's a good moral. Yes. But in that... What could she... She was a slave. She gave him a better life. That's like
it doesn't matter. He was with the mother. They were fine with where they were they not?
And again, I hate to draw another real-world parallel here, but if we were in the olden days and a slave had a kid and Harriet Tubman came to the plantation, would you want that kid to go off with Harriet Tubman to freedom in the North and a chance at a better life, or stay and be a slave?
There was no whip marks on her back at that time.
Oh my goodness.
This is a galaxy far, far away, a long time ago.
We didn't see him, but it was implied that she had suffered.
We didn't see whip marks on her back until the sand people got her.
I'm pretty sure Watto was having sex with her. It's not said. It's not a deleted scene. I think Watto treated her as a sex slave.
I don't think that was the case. I really don't. I really don't.
I think so.
I really don't. I really don't. I think there was a reason, and I think it speaks to a larger problem. Mistreating people, overstepping people, and I'm not trying to get all morality clause on out of the game, but I'm saying,
I think that's the essence of what you're
doing.
Look
at the plight of Vader. Look at these movies and see if you see what I'm talking about. Okay?
No,
there's a reason why he came.
You're trying to justify his bad choices. Do bad things happen to people? Yes, every day, all the time. That doesn't make people bad. Some people say, "Hey, a bad thing happened to me. I'm not going to let it affect me. I'm gonna unfurl these wings and fly and be a good person."
So
but that's not what Vader chose. He chose to be evil.
All that you just said, does that make episode 1, 2, and 3 better?
It makes the end result that his son loved him so much that he knew even amidst all that darkness and evil, there was still a flicker, a tiny sliver
Of goodness.
Of goodness, and he had faith in that. He put his life on the line for that. And you know what? He stood up, and that's the great part about Star Wars, about all 6 of them together. It's a story of redemption.
So, all that being said, are you looking forward to the new movie? J.J. Abrams.
I am optimistic about the new ones. I'm a big fan of J.J. Abrams.
Okay.
I like the Star Trek reboot he did.
Okay.
I enjoyed that. I was a huge fan of Lost. I like most of the stuff J.J. Abrams has done.
Most of it?
Yeah, I never got into Alias.
Okay,
I heard it was good, but I haven't seen it. I can't really say.
I got you. You can't
for
vouch.
sure.
Yeah, right.
I'm not giving the Mike McCall seal of approval on something I haven't seen.
Okay, I got you.
I liked Super 8. I thought that was that to me was his homage to Spielberg. So if he's gonna do it that way with an homage to 70s Lucas,
yeah,
I'm all in.
You're all in.
I'm all in because you know what? These are the sequels I've been waiting for. I didn't really care about them. Like growing up, I wasn't like, oh, I wonder how Darth Vader became Darth Vader. No. What happens to Han, Luke, and Leia? That's what I wanted. That's the sequels I've been wanting since 1983. When I walked out of that movie theater in Eastwood, across from the Red Lobster, that day when I went early
and I
had to sit on the front row.
Vividly.
Absolutely.
This is what you've been waiting on.
This is what I've been waiting for since that day. I'm excited.
All right, so.
Not excited they cast someone from Girls in it, but let's not get, I don't like.
We're not going to get, okay.
I don't like girls.
Yeah, okay.
No, I mean, I like girls. Like the ones that are human that I like to. I don't like the series. The Lena Dunham series girls.
Yes, of course.
For the record, let me state that I love women.
Say for the camera.
I love women.
Okay. The best Star Wars
Sexually.
movies. The best Star Wars
Also emotionally.
The best Star Wars movie to date.
Empire Strikes Back. Come on. You can't.
My man.
You can't.
Empire Strikes Back.
You can't be argued.
You can't be argued. Hands down, if you haven't seen it, where have you been?
There's Empire, there's Star Wars. Mm-hmm. I'm not calling it New Hope, I'm calling it Star Wars. Mm-hmm. Then there's Jedi, which is, like I said, about half of a good movie.
Half of a good movie.
Sith, Revenge of the Sith.
Right.
Attack of the Clones, Phantom Menace. And then those Ewok made-for-TV movies are down here.
And you're saying...
The one with Wilford Brimley.
And the Empire Strikes Back is all the way up here.
Oh yeah,
it's
close. No, Star Wars and Empire are real close.
They're close.
They're very close, but Empire's of course better.
Empire's on top.
It's the pathos. There's one reason.
What's the
one reason that Empire Strikes Back?
What's the one reason?
It's the best. I love you. I know.
I love you.
I know.
That's the most pimp response to any question I've ever heard in my life.
Han Solo is a pimp.
Han Solo is the coolest character of all time.
Pimp.
All time, the coolest character. And that's what made the prequel suffer. They didn't have a Han Solo type character.
I love you. I know you do.
Right.
I mean,
not saying, oh, I love you too, honey. No, I know. Pimp. Oh my God, I got wet. And I don't even have a vagina. That's how awesome that was. That's how amazing that was.
Han Solo was pimping before...
Pimpin' was pimpin'.
Before pimpin' was pimpin'. You heard it right here, out of the gate.
Oh, they knew it. They knew it already. Knew it. I'm not telling them anything they didn't.
It's no secret. If you don't know, if you didn't know, now you do. You heard it here, out of the game. This has been Michael McCall. I'm JD. Thank you for joining us for another episode. If you're gonna play it right. If you're gonna do it right. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
I love one.
Okay. The best Star Wars movies.
Sexually.
The best Star Wars
Also emotionally.